Thank you for being here this afternoon. We have today filed a charge of murder against Willie Wilson in connection with the disappearance of Delano Wilson. As all of you are aware, 6-week-old Delano Wilson was reported missing on August 27th. I'm going to summarize in chronological order just about 4 of the circumstances set forth in the probable cause. Obviously, they are not in the order in which the investigators learned this information, but in terms of the chronology of the events of August 27th. Again, as set forth in the probable cause, it's been filed at approximately 3 a.m. on August 27th. The neighbors of Tanisha Perkins and Willie Wilson report that they heard screaming coming from the adjoining residence of Mr. Wilson and Ms. Perkins, including Ms. Perkins yelling, "God damn, this should not have happened." At between 9:30 and 10:30 a.m. on that morning, based upon a forensic examination of Willie Wilson's phone, it was determined that he had made numerous searches on his phone, internet searches for sites related to missing children and missing babies. At approximately 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. on that same day, it was reported by a truck driver who was driving on South Holt Road that he saw a woman and a man coming over the guardrail near South Holt Road and I-70. That individual in a photo array identified those 2 individuals as Tanisha Perkins and Willie Wilson. The call to 911 by Mr. Wilson was made at noon on that day based upon video from a security camera nearby in the alley. The alley was near Chase and West Hendry Streets where Mr. Wilson was found when the police responded to his 911 call based upon security camera nearby that showed Mr. Wilson walking down that alley just moments before the call, as well as a witness who reported seeing Mr. Wilson walk down the alley at the same time. That based upon that surveillance camera, as well as the witness testimony, that Mr. Wilson had no baby in his arms at that time. He then made the 911 call and reported, as you are well aware, that he had been robbed and that his baby had been kidnapped by a white male and a Hispanic-looking woman. There is additional circumstances set forth in the probable cause. We've provided copies of that to you.
Thank you, Mr. Prosecutor, and thank you, Mr. Curry, Denise Robinson, and all those who painstakingly went through the evidence to make sure this date came forth. We have to recognize, folks, that the victim cannot speak for herself. The child cannot speak for themselves, and too often our children are taken for granted. We have to remember they're our most precious resource. And I want to thank our fine detectives led by Chief Laura, Major Bailey, and Captain Converse, and all the detectives who worked tirelessly to bring this to justice. I can tell you that this is one that touched all our hearts in IMPD. We expended no resources. We put our mobile command posts in the field. You even saw our young recruit classes out there looking for evidence. You saw our clergy marching for justice. We made it very clear this would not be off a radar screen. So to come here today to say that justice will be served, we're saying just that, justice will be served for this child. I want to thank the prosecutor again for the efforts, but the journey continues. We have other children out there who are being assaulted in our community, and we as the police department stand with the community and the prosecutor's office to bring those to justice as well. Thank you.
Mr. Curry, any charges against the mother?
No charges have been filed against Tanisha Perkins at this time.
Is she under arrest?
We do not know. We've probably, like you, saw media reports that that was the case. We do not believe that she is under arrest. She should not be under arrest. There are no charges against her. Whether officers were securing the scene in connection with arresting Mr. Wilson, we were not there. We don't know. But she is not under arrest, and there are no charges at this time. I'm sorry.
Did Mr. Wilson's story, not to compromise the investigation, but at what point in the story that he told IMPD and law enforcement did something just wasn't adding up?
Well, if you review the probable cause information, the obtaining of the footage from the security camera was done almost immediately. after the
And
call.
what are the challenges in a case like this where you're going off of circumstantial evidence?
Just that, at this point, obviously, it is our belief and conclusion of the investigators that baby Delano was dead at this point. We obviously have not recovered a body, and so just as in any case, we will go forward with the circumstantial evidence that we have.
Terry, will you guys continue to search for a body, or are investigators still searching for a possible body?
I don't believe that there is an active search at this time. Obviously, if anyone has any information that would assist in that way, they certainly can alert our police department, our office at this point. Certainly, as you're well aware, there was exhaustive searches done in the days and weeks immediately after the disappearance.
Why charges now? The baby went missing at the end of August. What finally happened for you to be able to bring charges?
Well, clearly there's ongoing investigation and analysis of the information we had, and we have reached the point where we concluded that we were prepared to file the case.
Has Mr. Wilson made any statements to you? If so, what is the tone of those statements?
He was interviewed on more than one occasion, and those are set forth in the probable cause information.
Has he made any statements since his arrest?
Not that I'm aware of.
As you know, Mr. Wilson has done a number of interviews throughout the course of the search for baby Delano. Have you saw any inconsistencies in those stories?
I think if you review the probable cause information, again, it speaks for itself in terms of if there's any inconsistencies.
Was there anything taken from the house that was useful in this investigation?
No, not as set forth in the probable cause. And I can't speak to anything that's not in the public record at this point. Thank you for your questions.
I guess, Chief Hyde, can you just say something real quick? I know you said this is a case we have to solve, not only solve, but you're hoping for a conviction.
Well, I think it says it all. I mean, children are, again, I have to say it, a precious commodity, and this child could not defend herself and or tell us what happened. And the evidence is very clear. We want to thank Mr. Mellor's office also for assisting us, but the whole community was concerned about this case.
And doing these media interviews and just his attitude, his demeanor, I mean, to see that and to kind of know.
It speaks volumes of what we're dealing with out here, doesn't it? I think it speaks volumes.
Kurt, has an initial been set yet? An initial been set yet? For what?
I don't know. Not that I'm aware of. The paperwork was just filed literally within the last hour, and so, but we'll get that information to you, obviously. Thank you.
How much has this mystery weighed on you for the last 3 months? This one has been one of the...
I can tell you that all of us who are fathers and grandfathers have grandchildren. And I would only hope that a prosecutor, deputy prosecutor, assistant chief, police chief, deputy chief of investigation would take the same painstaking care they've taken in this case with my child. We talked about this to nauseam. We talked about this case every week. And I can tell you that the people around me in this room take it very seriously. We have met to talk about this case, prosecutors and our command staff, to make sure everyone knows. We even brought federal agencies into it. We interviewed people all over the country about this case. So we made it very clear this is very serious to us because it can happen, and we don't want that to happen to anyone else's child in our city.